is up, everybody? Focus back with a video. It has been a while. Apologies for the break. We have been in a what I would like to call, and what I called last video, a crab market, sideways action, not much movement. And I've actually been doing a lot of practicing on different types of leverage trading, um, different types of day trading, and just kind of really getting a feel for this market and what's going on. So let's get into some charts. We're going to talk about the recent movements with Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the recent movements with Ethereum, and maybe take a look at an altcoin or two. So jumping into the screen, I'll try and make sure this is zoomed in a lot for you guys. I know that the visuals aren't great with YouTube, especially with how slow they upload their HD versions. All right, so this is off right here. Let's get out off. Let's go ahead and start the BTC. Okay, we're gonna go and just kind of talk about what's been going on with this coin. We're gonna zoom out here into the daily chart. Okay, so what we're looking at right here. All right, this is basically the story of this year. Okay, so if you see right down here on my mouse, look at my mouse. 2021 started right here. All right, so when we started at 2021, we had already broke through our previous all-time high. Okay, previous all-time high was broke through on December 17th. That was a big day. That's when we rocketed through 20K, and we rocketed all the way up to right around 25K. Had a little chill out session and then shot up some more. What ended up being about 42,000. So really the move started December 17th at about 18K right here on this down. Okay, December 10th actually. And then the move shot. So from December 10th to January 10th, we had a month-long move, and it shot from 18 to 42. Okay. Why is that important? That's important for a couple reasons. Main reason being, we are now, 8 months off that? And look what we're doing right now. We're shooting right back up towards 42 again. We've gone through, after we hit 42, shot down to 30, okay? And then we resumed up to 65. Now, this is interesting because let me show you right here. Let me get a little draw tool. This is what's called a deviation, okay? Not the best circle, but that's a deviation. Why is that a deviation? Well, that's a deviation we know now because it returned to the mean, right? So this run from 18 to 42K, then dropped down to 29K, turned out to be the heavy resistance area. We know this because when it shot up through it, it couldn't sustain it. It couldn't sustain it, and it returned to the mean, aka deviation, right? Outliers in statistics happen. Statistics are, over big sample sizes, there will always be outliers. It's just part of math. It's part of life. And what's interesting here was this deviation really trapped a lot of people. It was essentially one of the biggest bull traps we've seen in a while. Okay, we got through the deviation. It shot down here from 60K to 27, a wick, 50% dip down. So we've talked about this. Y'all know about this. Last time we were in our video, I was hoping for dip down into, let's get that chart up real quick. I'll go ahead and move up, get that chart up. That's the regular BTC chart. So you guys can see what we were hoping for in our last video was a dip into this red box. I talked about that. This red box was going to provide a lot of liquidity for a rocket ship up. So I was hoping for a quick wick down in here and then a rocket ship back up V return. What's interesting about this is it's held. And then it held, and immense volume shot it back up into the range that it was trying to dip out of. And matter of fact, towards the top of the range. And I think that's interesting for a couple reasons. Let me show you why. We'll go back to the day over here on the perp chart. The perp chart is for trading, day trading. It's a different type of leverage chart. So the interesting part about this is you'll see this right here. lower. This is our low, okay, 26,951. We went a little bit higher. We went a little bit higher. We took off. We didn't make a new lower low after this massive drop dip. That blows my mind. Honestly, it really blows my mind because this happened in May 21st. So we had 2 months for it to wick down, gain liquidity, and shoot up. For it to not do that has me a lot more bullish than I was last video, which was about 3 weeks ago. And I think the reasons is just you cannot ignore volume entering the market in a reversal. Okay. We withstood a 50% downturn here, and we withstood it and made higher lows after it, and then walked into, let me show you right down here, a volume burst. Look at that volume coming into the market. Okay. We haven't seen that type of green volume really since this rush. If you want to go back over here, when we rushed up to 42K at the beginning, a good year ago, we haven't seen that type of positive green candle volume. I mean, you can look through here. Maybe this one candle right here was a solid bounce back, but that was a recovery candle. Like, those don't count, right? Like, this is going up, this is going up. That was going down. That was a relief candle to kind of give relief off the downturn. So that's why the buying was there. We saw some good buying here. Right there is a nice run. We haven't seen this. I'll go ahead and mark that because that's some decent volume candles right there. Green, decent. I mean, we haven't seen anything like this though, right? So when you're looking for a bottom, when you're looking for things that possibly are signifying a turnaround in price action, these are the type of things you're looking for. You're looking for a return to the mean. We've returned to the mean. You could argue that this right here is the mean. Okay. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, we could argue that this is the mean. It's returned to it. We could also argue that this is another mean itself, that we're returning to this mean. So we're judging under, and if it gets through this and recovers this, then we're back on the uptrend that we were on here before it deviated. So there's a couple different ways that this is bullish price action, all right? One thing I like about what's happening today, let's go back and go to the 15 minutes, and I'll show you the last reasons I'm high on this. So this is the 15-minute chart. We were just looking at the daily chart. So each candle represented a day. Okay, so we're looking at the 15-minute chart where each candle represents 15 minutes. So it's a lot more of what's going on now. Okay, so this is called an ascending triangle. All right, as you can see, it's ascending up, right? Like, it's not descending down. It's an ascending triangle, and ascending triangles are bullish. That's a bullish pattern. Type ascending, we'll do it. Let's look at this so you guys can see it for yourself. Ascending triangle, bullish or bearish. Ascending triangles are a bullish formation that anticipates an upside breakout. Descending triangles are a bearish formation that anticipates a downside breakout. This is an example right here of a symmetrical. This is an example of a descending. This is an example of an ascending. So what we're looking at is we're looking through a breakthrough of the ascending. Now, what I find interesting here is what happened today is we had what I consider to be a fake out. This should be breaking. I mean, look at this. It is gathering under this line of resistance like a madman. This should be a scenario where it breaks to the up, okay? What we saw today was a breakdown to this SR, and I actually find it to be bullish. And I actually added on this dip because this was an SR test. It cleared this low, gaining liquidity. Go back to some of my other videos if you want to listen to me talk about liquidity. But where we have resistance, the only way you go up is to grab liquidity. And this went down, tested this SR, which had previously been tested with a very positive reaction. It ripped through it, grabbed liquidity, made a lower low, swept the lows, and now it has recovered and stayed back into that ascending triangle. To me, that's a fake out. To me, that's, hey, let's see if we can't get some people to load on some shorts now because this is going down. and then we're going to just liquidate those shorts on the way up. Ascending triangles are bullish. I will play it as such until I'm proven wrong. My invalidation point of this to where this is going to be done is if this makes a lower low. All right, so it broke right here, okay? And then it bounced back. You'll see that where it broke? It broke right here and bounced back. If this comes back down and breaks through this line, I'm no longer bullish on the ascending triangle, right? This was a liquidity grab that returned. So that's a bullish formation. It's a bullish action, bullish price action. But if this goes down and this line right here breaks, I'll break out of my trade. It's just how we're playing this, okay? So what does this mean for Bitcoin overall long run? What are we going to see here? What's happening? You know, my thoughts are, you know, as you've seen in this video, bullish. It's hard to gather price direction when you see this type of price action. But what we know for sure is that there's a daggum iron curtain of resistance right here at 30,000, 28,000, excuse me. And it might wick down towards that 28. It might wick down towards that 28. But the reaction has been insane from a volume perspective at that point. I don't expect us to not be able to get out of it. I would at this point be pretty surprised to see a catapult down to this red box based on this current price action. Now, what are we looking for next? As y'all can see, I've got big red boxes up here. 48 to 52 to me is the spot that we really are targeting and wanting to get through. Everybody's focused on 42. Everybody is. Getting through 42 to me, it isn't a big deal at this point because we've banged up on it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times now. You know, you bang up, we talk about this. You hit resistance higher enough, you're going to bust through. You go down on support enough, you're going to bust through. It works both ways. So as we've seen this bust up, I'm not concerned about the 42 range. I'm concerned about this range because after everybody busts through the 42 range, I think everybody's going to be very bullish and we're going to start seeing a lot of leveraged longs. That's a recipe for a short, for a trap. And a lot of people at 48, 52 are going to think 60 is automatic. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some downward action from, you know, the 48 to 52 range, shoving back down into this red box. That's where I'm going to be playing short. I do not think that we're just going to hop right on to 65K or anything in any shape, form, or fashion. It's still going to be a grind up. But those are my scenarios. So this turned out to be most of a BTC video. Sorry about that if you guys were wanting to see some ETH. We're going to focus on BTC on this video. I don't want to kind of deviate and make it really long. But hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully this gives you a plan for what to do with Bitcoin, where the price action's at. I'll just go ahead and make another short video on Ethereum and post that afterwards. And you know, hopefully that will give you guys an idea what the altcoin's doing. The reality is though, we don't play altcoins right now until we understand what's going on with Bitcoin. So yeah, I'm making altcoin plays, but I'm only making altcoin plays when I have a good feel for Bitcoin. So that's kind of why my focus is on it right now. Bitcoin is still king. Bitcoin will always be crypto king. So focus. Hope you all learned something today. Keep checking in for the videos. As this action gets better, I'm going to start making some more. We'll do better in 3 weeks this next time. Hit that like and subscribe. And as always, I really appreciate your support.